Hey guys, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, a big special welcome to you. I'm so glad you discovered the channel. All right, guys, today we're doing a pick a card. Today's question is it love or is it lust? Ooh, let's find out. I've got 3 decks set out here today along with 3 stones. We have the Today's Journey Tarot, we have the Zombie Tarot, and we have the Light Seers Tarot. Here on the Today's Journey, I have a beautiful piece of amber. I don't think you can see and appreciate how beautiful it is with the lighting I have here, but it is beautiful. Here on the Zombie Tarot, we have Pyrite, gorgeous. And here on the Light Seers, I have a little amethyst cluster. Gorgeous. All right. So what I'm going to do, I am going to live shuffle, and then I will be setting out 3 piles, for which then I will invite you to select your pile. I will put timestamps in so that way you can jump ahead and fast forward as you need to. And that being said, let's get started. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, is this love or lust? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. If you need extra time, please feel free to pause the video. And let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1. Is it love or is it lust? Let's find out. Let us find out. Okay. Let's see what we've got. This card here is my energy card. This is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on. And here we have our Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles energy is really nice for making some solid changes, making some solid plans, making solid footing in your journey. As you'll notice, this guy is crawling up this in this cavern, and obviously the cards are all about symbolism. So he's got to watch every step, right? So he has to go slow. So this is talking about somebody who is a planner. Yeah, so we got to see what these are, but so far this is looking like somebody who has a solid desire to get to the relationship. Well, I don't know why I'm air quoting it. I guess there's no air quotes. The relationship. All right, let's see what else we have. We have our 2 of Fire, which is Wands. So this is all about kind of an internal struggle between choices. Our 2 of Wands, because it is Wands, does indicate growth and moving forward. But it talks about, again, kind of thinking. Now look at the card here, how the artist has chosen to depict the meaning. Look at that. It's cutting the ribbon of a store, you know, ready to let people in. Wow. What does that sound like in terms of the question? Wanting to let people in would be obviously at a different level than just a lust kind of goal, you know, trying to get you in bed or whatever is not something you really need to, you know, be contemplating. You know, you'd really be more thinking about how are we going to get to that deeper level. That's what these 2 are saying so far. Now we've got the intervention card, which is the Tower. The Tower is a really great card for, you know, a breakthrough kind of thing. It is definitely a card that indicates a change, and a kind of a moment of change, meaning taking yourself to another level, meaning a major change, something big, something noticeable. So now I'm not saying, you know, that a tower is going to come, or in this deck, a tree is going to come or fall and all that great stuff. But think about the symbolism. The reason those kinds of images are on here is because it's to show us that it is something of consequence. So this person is definitely, I think, after a love relationship. Our four of earth, which is Four of Pentacles, confirms that this person, I think, is going to kind of be holding back a little bit. They are not going to show all of their cards at once. Oh, hey, no pun intended. They're not going to show all their cards. They're not just going to put their heart out there on their sleeve, because maybe they're, you know, again, wanting to take it slow to help actually build something, as opposed to just a weekend fun thing or a hangout or Netflix and chill or whatever. It is definitely something that this person will be holding back their feelings. Again, not to say they don't have feelings or they're not going to show you some feelings, but they're not wanting to put their heart out on their sleeve just yet. All right. So what we're going to do, we are going to pull an energy card. This is the cut card, and this will show us the energy of the outcome and provide us with some more clues. So let's see what we've got. Ready? Go. All right, the Ten of Fire. This is can't talk. Ten of Air. Air is swords. The Ten of Air talks about a kind of like the death of ideas, you know, kind of deciding, all right, it's time to accept what's going on and move forward. So I'll tell you exactly what I think this means. Your person is definitely, I'm going to say, looking for love, not just lust. I think they're not 100% sure at what you might be wanting, or at how to proceed to make sure that this relationship builds the way it should for a solid footing, right? And remember, this is kind of the energy for all of these cards too, so it does influence them. So we want a solid footing. We want to be able to move forward. That's what your person is thinking. We're going to hold back on some of that emotion. We're waiting for a change. They're kind of waiting for a sign from you. And once they feel that they have that sign or they have that information and can actually move forward with it, that's when it'll be that he or she will be free to move forward without feeling restrained. Remember, we're holding back here because we don't want to get hurt. We don't want to wear our heart on our sleeve. So your person, you know, is waiting for this change from you. There's some kind of sign. And then that's when everything kind of turns up and moves into that relationship phase. Does that make sense? Woo! Pile one. Ooh, this was really clear. All right, pile one. Let me know what you think. Does this resonate with you? Does it make sense? Please let me know. I love feedback. And of course, if you have not already, please make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe before you hit out. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number two. All right, pile two. Is it love or is it lust? Let's see what we can see. Okay, well, I can see why you're confused. Let's go through it. Here, this card here, this serves as my energy card. So this is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on. It will also influence the rest of our spread. So let's take a look. What have we got? We've got our Four of Wands. Now, Wands is the suit of growth and effort. So this is a great suit for building something. Building a relationship is exactly what we're talking about here. So the Four of Wands talks about that successful foundation, building something. You know, we have to see what these are, of course, but right off the bat, like if we had just pulled this card and that's it, I would say love. I would say they're wanting to build a relationship. We've got the foundation. That is there because it is our energy card. It is definitely what their goal is and what their primary focus is. But let's take a look at what these are because that might change when we go through. So let's see what we've got. We've got our Five of Wands here. Okay, I think your person is kind of a little inexperienced. Now, I don't mean that this means they've never dated or never had relationships. I don't mean that at all. But I mean, they might be a little bit, inexperienced. Immature is not the word I want to use, because that has a different connotation. But it's that same thing, like just not real deep about relationships, still trying to figure it out. When I say not real deep, I don't mean that they won't go deep or have an actual relationship, but I meant they, in the past at least, they have not been able to kind of get it all to click. Our Five of Wands is talking about kind of practicing, getting things to click. That's the first thing that pops into my mind, getting things to click. So they might just not really, know how to start it off. Maybe that's why you're confused. That may be why you've been getting perhaps mixed signals, things like that. This person wants to spend more time with you, though. This is our Ace of Hazards, which is Pentacles. And this is a card that comes up when we're looking at new things starting, new desires, new things coming in. And Hazards is all about our physical world. So this includes work and school and home and all of that, but includes time as well. And in relation to your question, this, in this case, would indicate that this person wants to spend some more time with you. Somebody who wants to spend time with you could, be going both ways, wanting to spend time to have that physical time, or to get to know you. Excuse me. I'm going to say it's to get to know you. And you know how I know that? Because we have our Two of Wands right here. This is about internally thinking about things, like in your mind, kind of tossing things back and forth, trying to decide what will be the best avenue for growth. This is not somebody trying to decide like, ooh, how do I trick this person? Or, ooh, how do I get this person into bed? Or, ooh, how do I get out of this now that I've had some fun? Where do I go? I don't think it's that at all, because it is Wands. It is about growing. We want to spend more time. That is very clear. And your person is very much looking for that foundation. Now, let's take a look. We're going to look at our outcome card. This is the cut card. So this is the energy of the outcome. It's going to give us another clue. Okay, ready? Let's see. Go. All right, we've got our King of Swords. This is why you might not know what's going on yet. It looks like our King of Swords, court cards often indicate or represent a personality type. Sometimes it's an event, so it's not always personality, but most often. And our King of Swords is talking about somebody who kind of pulls back their emotions because they want to be able to move forward. Our King of Swords, he's a planner. He's strong. He's not afraid, but he also pulls back his emotions because he wants to be able to see things logically. You see? Now, this person, again, I feel that they're a bit inexperienced, at least in the term of, in the sense, I mean, of building a relationship. Wants to spend more time with you to try to build that, and then is kind of wondering, well, where's it going to go? Where's this going to go? But they definitely, I think, want to find out where it's going to go. And until they have a clearer, a clearer picture of how it's going to unfold, perhaps what your feelings are, perhaps their own feelings. Maybe they're still trying to discover that. But this is very much talking about somebody who is interested in the feelings portion of it, like the development of something. What? The foundation, right? The development of what? Our foundation. That's what our Four of Wands is saying. We want to build something. I think this person is just perhaps a bit inexperienced. And the guidance from the tarot is saying spending time together is what's going to clear up any confusion and what's going to allow your person to, in the imagery here, get up off that chair and start showing some emotions. Yeah, this is really clear. So for you, pile 2, I'm going to say it is love, not lust. I think this person, obviously when they find you physically attractive and lust you after you in that moment, that's kind of a cool thing, but there has to be substance, right? You can't just have it be a lust relationship. Can incorporate some lust in there, but it can't just be lust. And these cards are showing me that your person is interested in spending more time with you, to try to build something. I think they're not quite sure, or they're a little bit more of an amateur, at least in terms of relationships, not necessarily dating or people, but actually building solid relationships. They're just kind of trying to figure out how to do that. And here we are. In the meantime, they're going to kind of be pulling back a bit to try to look at things logically and move forward. I think this is a solid person. I think you've got a solid person. Yeah, I definitely say it's love, not lust. And yeah, very much so. Ooh, I hope this made sense. Let me know what you think. Are we thinking King of Swordsy? Is your person kind of King of Swords-ish? Let me know. Drop a comment. I love feedback. I want to hear what's going on in your life. And of course, if you haven't already, before you head out, I would appreciate it if you would hit subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. Is this love or is this lust? We are going to take a look. All right, I see a couple things here. Let's start here, though. This is my energy card. So this is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on, and it will influence each of our other cards. What have we got? We've got our Chariot. The Chariot is somebody who kind of chooses their own route. It doesn't go with the flow, and in terms of just because that's what everybody else is doing. You know, this is not a person who just goes with the crowd or what the friends say, what the friends want. This is somebody who kind of goes their own route, you know, is willing to take their horses and run off in their chariot here and move forward. Let's see what these are, because we need to see how they all pull in. And I have a couple ideas. Here, first, we start off with the Magician. You know, I do want to point out before we get into all that, each of these cards is one of the major arcana. So this is a very major, a theme. So the majors are usually more of about a theme in your life, you know, something more of a core thing, as opposed to the minors, which are a little bit more about events. Does that make sense? So we've got all these things. So that we're talking about a core personality thing right now with your person, with these cards. Okay, so here we have the Magician. The Magician says we like to start new things. We like to make things happen. We are interested in creating new things. Imagine, look at this Magician. He's sitting there. He's got his magic, you know, spells going on. He's creating swirls of energy, just creating new things all the time. Here we have the Wheel. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This talks about what comes around goes around type of thing. The wheel is always spinning. This talks about cycles. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in cycles here. And this is somebody who is trying to stay on top of things, right? Look at the imagery, trying to stay on top of all the cycles, right? The spinning around of the wheel. Next, we have Temperance. Temperance is all about balance. It's about harmony. Your person wants balance, wants harmony. But I think your person is very quick to seek it in any way they can, meaning that, you know, they want a relationship. They want that, but yet they get tripped up in the beginning and they move on before they've given the person in a chance, you know. For lack of a better term, I feel like this person is somebody who cycles through people. You know, that sounds kind of cold. I don't mean that this person is cold. I think they have a good intention. They are trying to find that balance and that harmony in their life. But this is a very independent person. This is a person also who has the desire and that fire behind them, that they are ready to move and look for new things. They feel like they can create new things all the time. And I think they're not afraid of failure. They're continually looking, they're continually spinning on the wheel, and they get right back up on top when it doesn't work out. So, yeah, so we're going to pull an energy card, but what I'm seeing so far, I think this person is more apt to be going through new experiences. Not because this person is inherently a player or evil or mean or, things like that. But I think they just don't give things a chance until it's, they just keep moving on kind of quickly there. All right, so let's pull an energy card and see what else we can get. This is the center of the deck, and this will be the outcome energy. Ready? Go. Seven of Swords. Okay, so we have our Seven of Swords. This talks about leaving something behind. All right, your person is someone who is just going to keep moving on. Again, I don't think it's because they are a jerk per se, but it does come off jerky, right? How are you going to feel about it? Yep, you're a jerk. So I don't think this person is a jerk at heart. Remember what I said, minors are about events. Majors are about core things. I think your person is wanting to find that harmonious relationship, but they are very independent and they are kind of an impatient person. They don't let the development or the relationship develop before they decide to go kind of off and do something else. They leave them behind and move on and look for somebody else. So when we're talking about love or lust, I will say that I think we're going to have to classify this more as lust. Not in a sexual deviant way like a player, but I think this person finds people that are attractive. Obviously that, attracting, point of attraction is important to get together in the first place, right? So they do find you attractive, but you know what? They are quick to move on. They are seeking out that person. So it's nothing that you maybe did or didn't do, but they're just waiting for that knowledge that they are with the one, and they don't give it enough time. They move on. They are like the magician. They do the cycles. They are running at their own speed with the Chariot. They want this, but they move on a little too quickly. They leave somebody behind. So yes, pile 3. I am thinking the answer is going to be lust for you. I don't think that you are completely out of the picture. I don't feel that you did or didn't do something. I feel like this person just gives up way too quickly because they are so focused on getting that harmony that they just keep moving on, which in reality, they're creating disharmony for themselves. And until they kind of connect those dots, they're going to keep doing what they do. We've got all majors here. And the event right now is leaving somebody behind. So yes, pile 3, be careful. There's not much you can do about this if they're not going to come to you and talk to you about the relationship foundation. How are you going to let them know that you are somebody who they can trust and be confident about, and that they shouldn't move on? That's going to be up to you. I'm not sure, what your communication level is or what's going on there. But some of this might just be waiting for them to kind of realize it. Sometimes we can lead people to water, but we can't make them drink, right? Oh, pile 3, be careful. I hope things turn out well for you. Please write a comment. I would love to hear how this makes sense to you and in your life. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe on your way out. Thank you so much for letting me read for you.